What can you learn from a guy with experience as a TV host, a radio talk show host, a podcast host, who also has 35 years of experience as a financial advisor? Well, we are about to find out. Mitch Slater, welcome to the Real Finfluencers.
Yes, rock on senior citizens. Boy, I hear 35. I was talking to someone in the office today who, they were talking about their being born in 1983. And I'm like, oh man, I am old. This is crazy.
Well, older and wiser, because I know you've interviewed celebrities, you've interviewed rock stars, you have all kinds of A-listers on your podcast. You've done a TV show featuring advisor best practices. You do a podcast on the same topic for advisors over at UBS. And I am going to pry some of your best tips and best secrets that you picked up along the way in your practice. And now that you are sharing with other advisors, I'm so excited to have you here. Let's start with LinkedIn, because your LinkedIn profile says a lot right at the top. I mean, you've got something in the order of just under 7,000 followers at today's recording. And you are such a connector on LinkedIn. You are actively involved there. What are you doing as best practices on LinkedIn, and what are you telling advisors to do?
Well, I think for me, I got involved so early with LinkedIn, like switched it on and I was there within 15 minutes. And I wound up having a bunch of LinkedIn executives as clients because I got involved very early. But I realized the power of connection. And I think when you have the experience of being a financial advisor without LinkedIn and without, and the technology today, I just jumped all over it and I learned it, and I learned from the people that work there. And the one thing that I learned is how important connections were, and letting people know who you are. I mean, it was just the same philosophy of what I think made me successful as a financial advisor. It certainly wasn't my financial acumen or stock picking. I mean, that I came from broadcasting. And as I've joked many times, had possibly still the lowest math SAT scores in New Jersey history, but I knew how to communicate. And I wasn't afraid of rejection. And I had, the opportunity to tell stories. And I just started doing that. And I started, initially it was no one really noticed it. And then compliance all of a sudden came in and paid attention, and it got a lot more challenging. But over the years, I think they've realized that, this is a social media. This is a social interaction, and gave you the opportunity to do that. So for me, it was, obviously having the podcast was great because that allowed me to connect with so many different people and put my podcast in the comments and just that's how I got so many guests, was just being able to do that. So really the connections, and also being personal and being humble and putting, if there was something going on in my life that was important, which for many years in the last 15 years had to do with my mom becoming a rock star and all kinds of things going on with her in her 90s, I shared that with my community.
I think it's common for advisors who are also business owners to think in terms of ROI. You talk about ROR. Give me your perspective.
Sure. Well, and again, full credit to Ted Rubin, who I interviewed on my podcast 2 years ago, wrote a book called Return on Relationships, ROR, and he's, patented that. So I always mention Ted. But to me, that was like just a mind-blowing moment, because that's really where all of my new business came from. And I think if you interview so many advisors over the years, you talk to them, you'll see that that's the relationships. The referrals still come from those relationships. So you better have a good return on that relationship, which means that you're the first call, or maybe you're there on a Sunday at 10 o'clock at night if there's an issue going on in their family, and you're able to at least get back to them and be their person. People appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I know a little something about your personal calendar for the upcoming months, you are hitting the road and you're going to be standing in front of rooms full of advisors telling them what to do with their marketing. When it comes to video, is it short format? Is it long format? Which direction do they go?
Oh, short format. I mean, first of all, you've got to get known. All right. That's the most important thing I always like to say. And I'll quote our mutual friend, Matt Halloran, who talks about stop being invisible, because I think that's so true. But short format, I mean, people's attention span. I mean, everybody's, including me, is doom scrolling, whether it's, the services that maybe advisors can't use, but now LinkedIn offers that service. So the ability to get something really short and catchy and people will see it is what makes sense. And you have to play to the times. This is 2025. It's not 1985. And the same things that worked then are not going to work now. And this is the TikTokification of our society. And I'm out there talking about short form videos, 60, 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes if it's something really interesting. I don't know how people make these 10, 20 minute videos and really think anyone is going to sit there and watch it. I can't get my family to watch things. God knows, I don't know how many, I did 100 podcasts. If my wife listened to 2 full episodes, that would impress me. My mother listened to everything. She never missed a minute. But seriously, short form is the way to go, and get to the point, and have fun. If you're juggle. If you're sword swallow, I don't know, whatever it is. I'm trying to get, one of the things I can't get done here is I believe it would be so much fun to do a program called Advisors Got Talent, just like America's Got Talent. I can't get anyone to agree with me on this, but I think it's such a clever idea, because advisors, like anyone else, play the piano or dance or whatever. There's something interesting in their lives. So that has to come out in those short form videos too. Your personality, I guess, is really the main message that I'd be leaving people, is be who you are. And if you don't like who you are, be someone else, but be human about it. Be real.
Advisors are people too. I like it. Advisors Got Talent streaming to YouTube. So remember, if Mitch can do it, you can do it too. And if you're looking to build authority and grow your practice with video, but you need a little help, that's what we do at Idea Decanter.